And what I have learned from going through 3+ years of witchcraft is that it is usually someone very close to you, and it is usually the person you would least expect. I suspected everybody except for the person it actually was. When I left my so-called godparents' house at the end of 2023, it became clear that for the past 2 years, she was the person that was hexing me. I was suffering from this constant feeling of being watched. So one night, I'm in the bed and I'm scrolling on my phone, and I swear I could feel something standing over me, like breathing down my neck. Like that's how it feels. And so I literally have to pull the covers over my head because I'm like, look, something is watching me and I don't have a single clue what to do about it. I didn't know it at the time, but a particular dream that I had one night is what actually attached chaos and trickster spirits into my auric field, and they would follow me around and cause chaos and conflict in my relationships with my family, with my friends, at my job. So I have this dream one night. I never dreamed of being in the dark before, but since this spell work started 3 years ago, I was dreaming for 3 years of being in the dark. Sometimes I was even dreaming that I was blind. I have this dream one night that I'm in this underground cave and I'm swimming in this water with all of these mythical creatures that you would see in some type of cartoon. Oh, it's giving me the creeps. They had these huge eyes and they had it's like how a crab would look, but more cartoonish, and the colors were very bright and vibrant, like purple crabs and green crabs. And I'm in this water with all of these creatures, and they're biting me. I mean, having me for dinner, like biting my feet, my legs. Even though I'm dreaming, I'm feeling it on my physical body. And that was the first time I had ever been able to feel on my body what's happening in a dream. And so let me tell you right now, if you are feeling, tasting, or smelling anything that's happening in a dream, that is a sign that someone is manipulating the energy around you. There is a veil and a barrier between the spirit world and the physical world for a reason. So if that veil is too thin to the point where spiritual things can violate you in your sleep, that is a sign somebody is doing some work around you that is weakening your auric field and weakening the veil between you and the spirit world, which is never good because that is a violation of spiritual law. So after having this dream, I began to notice conflict following me everywhere I went, like having a dark cloud following me everywhere I went, where now I go into the store and people are arguing with me. Now a random person in the street is spitting at me. Like a lot of people around me whom I didn't even know suddenly had issues with me. And so of course, if I'm having issues with strangers, I'm having issues in my personal relationships as well. Now every single friend that I make is low-key an enemy. And that's how conflict spells work. They not only affect the relationships that you already have in your life currently, they will bring in more drama and more people to bring in conflict into your life. Friendships that I have had for years are now suddenly deteriorating. I'm having dreams that people are like dogging me out behind my back. 2021 was a major year of near-death experiences for me. I was constantly meeting narcissistic men who were verbally abusive, who had tendencies to be physically abusive. So 2021 was a year I was drugged in Detroit. I was drugged on a night where I was with all of my friends. And so that made me feel very unseen by my friends, very much like I can't trust the people in my life. So of course now my relationships with my friends are deteriorating even more. Every single time something is happening, I'm going to her and asking her, can you read on this? Can you help me? I have to understand how ironic this is, because essentially I'm going to the person who is hexing me, asking them to read into it, even though they already know what's happening with me. She tells me that someone has basically opened a portal over my head. And at the time, I paid someone to do a manifestation candle for me. So I go to the lady and I say, well, my godmother said that you opened a portal over my head with the candle work that you did. So what did you do? And she said, how could I have done that? All I did was write your name down and burn a candle for you. I go to another Babalao in Detroit and he tells me, he confirms that basically, yes, something dark is stalking me and following me around. And so she wants me to go to her for her to fix the work. But I live in Michigan and the Babalao is in Detroit. So I go to the Babalao in Detroit. And I can distinctly remember her being like salty about it, which I thought was weird because what should be the practitioner's first concern is that it gets handled. It doesn't matter who handles it, right? I get the work done by the Babalao. I'm feeling better. She asks me, what did he do? I tell her everything that he did, and that was one of the biggest mistakes I could make. Why? Because what she did was basically just go back in and do the spell work to undo everything that he did to help me and to protect me. And so we have to be very, very careful who we are trusting with our spiritual journey because a lot of these people are not who they seem. I found out that I was being hexed in retrospect. It's not something that I knew for 3 years. I actually just found out in October of 2023. It was like a blindfold had been lifted. And so my spirit team started coming to me and actually revealing to me exactly when it started, what types of hexes were being performed. The spell work started before I even knew her. The whole point of introducing herself to me was to just get into my energy, but also to keep tabs on the spell work. Is it working? How is it working? The whole point of this 3-year mentorship was to perform a destiny swap. Yes, there is spell work that can be performed to swap two people's destinies, but it's not something that just happens in the blink of an eye. It's something that has to happen bit by bit. If you don't know what your Akashic records are, look it up because it's very important. She had someone go into my Akashic records, figure out what my destiny was, and then basically was performing elaborate rituals for years to steal things that were supposed to come to me. I'm a writer, but I'm hating to write. I'm a reader, but I'm hating to read, right? So it was like a manipulation of my energy so that I don't have the energy to perform the task I'm supposed to perform. And so essentially, I'm relinquishing my own destiny. So it's not necessarily that someone can just up and take your destiny. They have to do things to you to separate you from your destiny. And so every single time I would get a major lump sum of money, I would hear from her. And I mean, same day. And I always thought that that was weird, but I just thought it was the universe's way of saying, okay, we have blessed you. You need to make sure that you're investing in your spiritual journey. And now I know she was always able to know when I was getting money because she was sending monitoring spirits to me in my dreams. She was also doing readings on me. Like when I say the lady went the full 9 yards. I remembered talking on the phone with her after I left, and something told me, don't answer the phone. There was something so sinister to her voice and to her tone. She would be saying things on the phone like, yeah, you're going to get attacked by these spirits and this is going to happen to you. And what I eventually realized is that she was hexing me over the phone. She's basically speaking hexes over my life. Once it got to the point where I no longer was accepting her calls anymore, she would always end her text messages with things like, good luck. Like I could tell that she wasn't actually wishing me well. She's saying good luck like, yeah, I'm about to do something to you, so good luck in figuring out how to do something about it. So now I'm on a much more solitary path. I just work with me and my spirits, and that's all I need. People have also been asking, can I mentor them? And that is something that I am open to. If more people are interested, I am thinking about doing a group chat. Thank you all so much. If you made it to the end of this story, please know that there's more information to come. Love y'all. Talk to y'all again soon.